Hey, it's Kim Komando today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to Komando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. Okay, here's a product that you thought you never really would have heard about. In Japan, they've come up with, are you ready for it? Electric chopsticks. I kid you not. They connect to a little battery. They open and close so you don't have to do the heavy lifting. Now, there is just a little tiny problem when you lift the chopsticks up to your mouth. They say you might get a little shock, but they say it's going to make using chopsticks a lot easier, which reminds me, I don't know if you heard this, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. What did Obi-Wan say to Luke when he saw him struggling with chopsticks? Do you know what he said? Use the fork, Luke. Yes. And you see, just an example of the fun that we have here week after week as we talk about living the best digital life ever. You can find The Kim Komando Show streaming in your favorite radio app. Of course, we're streaming as a podcast, a webcast, commercial-free over at getkim.com. And you can also find us on your radio station. We love that. Over 425 stations from coast to coast carry The Kim Komando Show. And we're also on the American Forces Network Radio. Thanks to our servicemen and women in the Army, the Marine, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, and the Space Force who are protecting our great nation as I speak. And I'm sure you have at least a few questions about something digital I can lend a hand to, and that's why I'm here. You can call us on our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line at 1-888-825-5254. And, you know, I'm always on the lookout for great deals for my listeners. And if you're 55 and over, T-Mobile has an exclusive discount just for you. You get 2 lines of unlimited talk, text, and data for only $27.50 a line. And whether you need a single line or lines for family members, T-Mobile's 55-plus rate plan is just a great choice for you. But that's not all. T-Mobile can even pay off your current phone up to $800 to use on their network when you switch. So if you're like me, you just got a new phone, or you really love the phone that you have, this is totally the offer for you. And I don't want you to miss out. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 or call 1-800-T-Mobile today.
Plan price with autopay plus taxes and fees. Eligible phone payoff via virtual prepaid card with qualifying credit, service, and port in. Card typically arrives in 15 days. See details.
And I'd also like to thank CarShield. It's a no-brainer. CarShield makes it easy and affordable to protect your car from expensive repairs. Protection plans start at around $100 a month, and they cover more parts than ever before. And when you need a repair, you choose the mechanic, and CarShield administrators handle the rest. No paperwork or headaches. And let me tell you about CarShield. I used CarShield. I have a CarShield plan on a car. And when I took the car in, the guy said, I got good news and bad news. I said, what's the good news? The car has low mileage. What's the bad news? Nobody ever drove the car. Well, anyway, the car needed $4,400 in repairs. And I was like, what? Okay, the car's only worth like 10 grand. What's going on here? So anyway, bottom line is CarShield took care of everything. It cost me $100. I didn't have to do anything. I mean, really, if you have an older car, you need to get CarShield. And when you get coverage today, you can lock in your rate. That means as long as you own your car, no matter how old it is, you're protected from the rising cost of parts and repairs. And the plans include coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental car options, and trip reimbursement at no extra cost. Go to carshield.com/Kim or call 800-391-8888 to save 10% on your plan. Lock in your pricing forever. A deductible may apply. That's carshield.com/Kim. All right, let's start this hour with 5 things that you need to know about future tech to give you a glimpse on where everything is headed. And let's talk about cars. Let's talk about the Ford F-150 Lightning. It's Ford's all-electric full-size pickup. And I don't know why I want a Ford 150 Lightning. I just know that I want one, and I'm on the list. Ford CEO tweeted out this past week that it's time. That's right. The Lightning strikes on April 26th. That's the date for launch, signaling when all the deliveries are going to start beginning. The standard battery gets 230 miles on a charge, 300 miles with the extended range pack. The Blue Cruise, hands-free driving on highways, just got a lot of tech built in. 4-wheel drive, goes 0 to 60 about 4 seconds. Tows up to 10,000 pounds. Massive touchscreen infotainment display on it. But here's the deal. If your home has a power outage, the truck becomes a generator that they say can keep everything on for up to 3 days. You know, that's just so smart, isn't it? Wow. Okay. Now, if you do want the Ford EV truck, it's going to be really hard to get one if you don't have a reservation. As for me, I'm so excited. I don't know why, but I'm super excited. When Ford first announced the truck, I had no idea how badly that I wanted the Lightning, and then it struck me. Ooh, okay, moving along. Number 2, the space travel industry is ballooning. Yes. So instead of going to space in a rocket strapped to your butt, would you go in a balloon? A company based at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida called Space Perspective is building the Spaceship Neptune capsule. Wow. A 650-foot hydrogen-filled balloon. And they revealed this past week what the space lounge and the capsule is going to look like. Calming environment. Yeah, I would think so. 360-degree views, even in the bathroom. Yes. There's a bar where you can get a glass of champagne, mood lighting, music. It's all very luxurious, onboard Wi-Fi. Not that big, a pilot and 8 passengers. It's still a balloon. So it's a pretty slow trip to make the 18-plus miles to the top layer of the atmosphere. 2 hours up, 2 down, 6 hours, they say, total, because you're going to be there for, at least a couple of hours. Tickets cost, wow, you ready for this? $125,000. Wow. And the first launch in 2024 is already sold out. And now, meanwhile, in Arizona, Worldview Enterprise is developing its own balloon. It's going to launch in 2024 as well. A ticket only costs $50,000. So guess which one has the fancy mood lighting? Number 3, notification changes. This coming June, we have every year, Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference. And because it's this year, it's going to be iOS 16. And that's always what the deal is. The WWDC is when Apple announces their new software that will work on new hardware that's coming in the fall. Now, there's this guy online, guy by the name of Mark Gurman. He's an analyst. He has a decent track record for getting his hands on some leaked information. And without getting into specifics, he said there's not going to be a wholesale redesign of the iOS interface, but changes are in store, especially with notifications, new health tracking features, additional metrics like better sleep tracking, workouts, maybe even an app that reminds you to take your medication. Power reserve mode is going to come on your Apple Watch, disables everything but the clock. Word is that watchOS 9 is going to be it's going to be able to at least make a dent in how awful the battery is in the Apple Watch, because after all, it's about time. All right, number 4, Amazon's walkout tech is coming to MLB. Do you know what this Amazon walkout tech is? It's pretty phenomenal when you think about it. It's rolling out at some Amazon Go and Fresh locations, Whole Foods and Starbucks. And now it's coming to Major League Baseball. It's a technology that allows you to buy things. There's no cashier in the store. There's no real checkout system, so to speak. You just pick up what you want, and then you walk out of the store. That's why it's called Just Walk Out. Anyway, it's coming to 2 food and drink stands inside Minute Maid Park, home of the Houston Astros. And it relies on artificial intelligence, computer vision sensors. Now, when you're walking in, you do need to insert your credit card into a special reader, and then you get shopping. You pick something up, it gets put into your virtual shopping cart. If you put it back on the shelf, it's removed. This is pretty remarkable. And instead of waiting in line, you just leave the store once you have what you need. The credit card that you scanned when you walked in is actually going to be charged for all your purchases. And so now Amazon is licensing out this technology to third-party retailers. So as we start seeing this technology being used more and more, it's going to be more ubiquitous. But if you think about it now, we don't necessarily need to carry a wallet. We don't carry our keys anymore because now we can use our phone to open our car and our doors. It truly is a whole digital life that we're living. And I'm so glad that you're here to be part of it. Finally, number 5. Show me the money, the meta money. Well, first of all, just a quick rehash about the metaverse. It's that virtual place where you're going to be living. And so instead of having like real doors and real windows and talking to real people, you're going to be talking to avatars, and you're going to be an avatar. And when you get hungry, you're going to eat in the metaverse. Of course, you still have to eat as a real person. When you want to play games, you do it in the metaverse. You want to go shopping in the metaverse. And that's Facebook's parent company is Meta. Okay, so when you're going into this whole metaverse is that you're going to need to buy things. So now we're going to get people who are selling things in the metaverse. I hope you stuck along with that, because Meta is going to say you can sell things in our virtual world, the metaverse, but because you're in our metaverse, is that we're going to take a 50% cut. Yes, a 50% cut. Company announced it's going to be letting a select number of creators sell virtual assets, anything from art to real estate. And Apple charges developers a 30% fee for in-app purchases in the App Store. That's a lot. But now they say sales made through Meta, that's going to have a hardware platform fee. Wow. Oh my gosh, 50%. So if you're going to be selling anything in the metaverse, Mark Zuckerberg, make 50% of whatever you give. A word of advice for anyone planning to sell items in Zuckerberg's digital world. Meta, get a second job. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's talk about NetSuite. If you have a small business, listen up. Because the CFOs who get it, they get it. The CFOs who don't, they don't. Well, behold the real CFO. I'm talking about the Chief Financial Officer. It's not some bean counter person anymore. Today's CFO is totally critical to the strategy, the growth, the profitability of the business. And in growing companies, you're going to find two kinds of CFOs. Okay. One who struggles to keep up with spreadsheets and manual processes. Of course, that person is prone to error, lack of visibility, and it can also mean it takes weeks to close the books. Then there's the one who's on top of their game. I want you to be that person. Automated reports, insights that come with a click of a button. Talking about inventory, e-commerce, HR, they flow into the financial model seamlessly. Well, that CFO uses NetSuite by Oracle. You get visibility and control of your financials, your inventory, HR planning, and budgeting. NetSuite is everything that you need to grow, all in one place, really. That's why I recommend NetSuite and why they're the number one cloud financial system used by over 29,000 growing businesses. Head over to netsuite.com/Kim. Check it out. You deserve your business to do it, your employees, yourself, your family. And when you're there, you're going to get a special one-of-a-kind financing offer. Once again, that's netsuite.com/Kim. netsuite.com/Kim. All right, coming up in just a few moments, how you can have Amazon call you when you're having trouble on their site. And of course, we have all of your phone calls and more of me, Kim Komando. Hey, our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And just a quick reminder, if you ever have a question for me, I'd love to hear from you. And I read every single email that you send. Head over to Komando.com. That's Komando.com. And in the top right-hand corner, there's a link that says Email Kim. Coming up in just a few moments, an insider secret about Amazon, if you ever need help from the site. And how about we start this great hour with Shane in Charleston, West Virginia. Hello there, Shane.
How you doing? Yes, I had a question about, I want a smart deadbolt lock that to where I can buzz people in and out of my house.
Okay. Out of your house?
Yes. I got run a second business, and I got contractor, my people coming in and out and getting keys to vehicles and keys to equipment.
Oh, I see.
But I'm at work full time, and I gotta, keep my full-time job. But I want to know who's coming in and who's coming out at what times and everything.
Well, it used to be years and years ago, Shane, that if you called me with this, that I'd be like, well, you're going to need to hire a contractor. We got to get some cameras. We're going to have to run some cables, and, fortunately, that's not the case anymore. And you have decent Wi-Fi at this house?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay. What we're going to do is you're going to put together a couple of components that will work seamlessly together, okay? And I don't need you to write anything down because I'm going to send you links to these products, okay? And it's similar to a solution that John, our IT genius, put together for me at my house in California. Is that we had a gate and we wanted to figure out like who's coming and going, and if I'm not here, I need to be able to open the gate. You know what I mean? It just becomes a bit of a hassle, right? And you don't want to call your neighbors because they'll only do that once or twice for you before they say, well, we love you, but not that much, okay? So the first thing you're gonna get is a Ring doorbell, okay? And it's powered by a traditional doorbell. Have you ever seen a Ring doorbell?
Yes, I have. And right now, before we get started, I got a Blink camera system throughout mine,
Okay.
all the way around my house.
That's good. That helps too. Okay. Well, with the Ring doorbell, what's really fabulous is that whenever anybody's at the doorbell, you're going to get a notification. Okay. And then it's gonna say, do you want to open the door? And then you can open the door. In addition to that, you can talk to them. Say, hey, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you, or you're not supposed to be here today. You're supposed to come tomorrow. So you can have a full conversation. And then the recordings are kept unless you want them, say, longer than a week, and then you're going to have to pay. Okay. Then what we're going to do is install a smart lock. And then the smart lock places the inside part of the traditional deadbolt lock, but it leaves the doorknob part always unlocked. And that works the same way, is that you're going to be able to go to your phone and you're going to tap and say unlock it or lock it or whatever it may be. In addition to that, you could give people codes. So if you know that John is okay and he's going to come every day at 10 a.m., then you can say, okay, let John's code work between 9:50 a.m. and 10:10 a.m. Get my drift?
Yes, I do.
And so it gives you a lot of different flexibility between the two. So, I mean, you could use the Blink camera so that this way, if you don't want the video doorbell, you could just use the Blink camera because you can actually see who's there. And then maybe they can send you a text that they're there, or maybe you get a notification that somebody is at the front door, which would make a lot of sense. So maybe you don't need the Ring doorbell, but the August Smart Lock is pretty sweet, and it does a fabulous job of allowing you to set all these schedules, to lock the door, unlock the door, and you can do it all remotely. Just do it all on your phone. I mean, technology. This is one of those things in technology just totally, absolutely works. Shane, I'm going to put some links for you inside the Komando community. That's komando.com/community. And then there's a link to the Q&A forum over on the left-hand side. Hey, this portion of the show has been brought to you by Total AV for complete security across all your devices. I trust Total AV's industry-leading antivirus security suite. Head over to protectwithkim.com today to get an exclusive introductory rate of only $19 for the first year. That's protectwithkim.com. All right, so let's say you're on Amazon.com, you're having trouble finding something, you're having trouble figuring out how to return something else, is that there's a special link that you can have Amazon call you so you don't sit on hold. They just put in your phone number, and then they'll call you, and then you get a representative right on the phone, and I'll put that link for you over at Komando.com. It's really something handy just to have in your bookmarks, which, speaking of, if you're not going to Komando.com every single day as a bookmark, you're totally missing out. Stay right where you are. We're talking to Allie, our crypto gal. You don't want to miss that here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, this portion of the show has been brought to you by ExpressVPN. Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like having a first aid kit, but not keeping it stocked up. Not too good for you, right? You're not being practical. You're not being safe. And every time you connect to an unencrypted network, say at a cafe, a hotel, or airport, any hacker on the network can gain access to your personal data. It doesn't take a lot of technical know-how either. A smart 12-year-old can figure it out. They sell the tools on the internet. They give them away, as a matter of fact. Hackers make thousands selling your personal information on the dark web. So to protect my internet privacy, I use ExpressVPN. It is so easy to use. You install the app, and you have one button. You say, click to connect, and you're like, that's it? Yes, that's it. ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet. It would take a supercomputer over 1 billion years to get past ExpressVPN's encryption. Works on all your devices, your phones, your laptops, your router, your tablets, and more. And go to expressvpn.com/Kim. You get an extra 3 months free. That's expressvpn.com/Kim. All right, let's talk about if you're tired of paying for all the streaming services. Maybe you don't even need one. All right, it sounds too good to be true, but there's an insider secret to getting the latest movies, shows, and audiobooks for free. Yes, no charge. I said free. How does this magic happen? Well, if you have a library card, you may not know this, but you have access to a great free streaming service. You get movies, but you also get free music, free audiobooks, ebooks, comics, and TV shows. You can enjoy it all on your computer, your tablet, your phone, and even your television. Now, titles can be streamed immediately, downloaded for later. And let me tell you, it's not the junky old stuff that nobody wants to watch. And you don't even need to go to your physical library anymore. You just enter in your library card number into the streaming services app, and there are two. Hoopla is one, Canopy with a K is the other. Both have apps to check out. Once again, it's Hoopla and Canopy. All right, so we're going to be talking about NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And joining us is our very own crypto gal, Allie Seligman. Hello there, Allie.
Hello, Kim.
So here's the deal. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Okay. Did you hear about Jack Dorsey this past week? Because everybody's talking about Twitter. So Jack Dorsey, he actually sold the first tweet that he did on Twitter a few years ago as an NFT. And it was bought by, they say, a crypto entrepreneur, a guy by the name of Sina Estiva. I probably mispronounced it, and I'm sorry about that. So the guy gets a digital copy of the first tweet that Jack Dorsey, one of the founders of Twitter, did. Okay. This guy, Sina, paid $2.9 million for it. $2.9 million. So this past week, he goes on to Twitter, obviously, and says, listen, I am going to sell this NFT to the highest bidder. And I'm fully expecting that I'm going to be making a lot of money off of it. And as a matter of fact, let's say, for example, somebody buys it for $50 million. I will donate $25 million to your favorite charity. So the guy puts it online, it goes to auction, goes to bid. Remember, he paid $2.9 million for this? $280.
No.
That was the highest anybody was willing to go. Of course, he said at that point, he was like, well, maybe I don't want to sell it. Maybe I'll just, keep it for a little bit. So he paid $2.9 million, and the highest he could get was $280.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That is pretty rough on the old investment portfolio.
So definitely we don't want to go to Sina Estiva, whatever his name is, for any type of financial advice, right?
Indeed, indeed. Today we've got a little mystery crypto theater. I've got a mystery for you. So in NFTs, in crypto, in this whole world, a lot of people operate anonymously. Now, nothing is truly anonymous because everything is written down in the blockchain. You can go back and see every transaction. But it's not like people's real names are attached to most of this stuff. And that makes a lot of sense, right? If you've got, a picture on your computer worth millions of dollars, you probably don't want people knowing who you are.
Exactly.
Because what if they came to your house? So people keep this stuff pretty quiet. It's pretty anonymous. Now, first, we're going to start with a little history lesson. Who remembers the story of the Medici family?
Oh, yes, I do.
Probably no one.
No,
right?
I do.
Yeah. You do?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good for you. The Medicis, they were this wealthy Italian noble
in Florence. They were all over. Yes.
Yes, they were. 4 popes came from the Medici line. They married into all these European royal families. And perhaps the most well-known was a guy named Cosimo Medici. He was kind of the patron of the family, and he was a patron of the arts. He actually had a museum. Okay, why am I telling you about this guy from 15th century Italy? Well, that name, Cosimo Medici, it actually popped up again on a Twitter account last year. And it was someone who owned about $15 million worth of NFTs, digital art.
Okay.
So this brand new Medici, a new patron for the arts, right, in this new digital age. Well, this person owns 8 CryptoPunks. These are these little pixelated, some are guys, some are gals. The most expensive one sold for $23.7 million.
Oh, my God. See, you know what? I always have trouble wrapping my head around a digital piece of art that you can't really hold or touch. And Control-C, Control-V, copy-paste.
Yeah, it's, I think about it like it's the digital seal of authenticity. I own this. I'm the one who really owns it. You can make a copy, but I own the real one. And really, for what it's worth, a lot of people do get, especially with these more expensive pieces, they do get real prints made of them. So you could have your NFTs in your house. That's cool. So right now, by the way, the cheapest CryptoPunk you can buy, about $194,000. Okay. He's also got a bunch of Bored Apes. Those are the monkeys. You've probably seen one because people like Jimmy Fallon have one,
yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Those are the ones, lots of celebrities have them. Shaq has one. The cheapest right now you can get a Bored Ape, $333,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this Twitter account, for months, he's posting about his new investments, the new pieces of art he's buying, spending a lot of money. In the crypto world, we call this a whale, right? Somebody with a ton of money, a ton of investments, they're really in it.
But he's going by this
Cosimo Medici
name. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he starts to hint, hey, you might know who I am.
He did. You know what? He didn't like being anonymous. You know what? His ego was starting to get to him. Like
There you
wait,
go.
I'm not getting any credit for being this smart whale.
Exactly. And it makes sense, right? If somebody has millions and millions of dollars to spend on this stuff, there's a chance that we might know their name. We might know who they are if they've got all this money. And then last September, the big reveal comes. It wasn't Elon Musk. It wasn't someone in tech. It wasn't Kim Kardashian. It was not Kim Komando.
No, it wasn't me. No.
No. It was, of all people, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg?
The rapper Snoop Dogg is Cosimo Medici. Yes. He tweeted from the Cosimo account, I'm Snoop Dogg, had a whole explanation, and then from the official Snoop Dogg account, I am Cosimo Medici. And you better believe, as soon as he revealed himself, people started sending lots and lots of NFTs featuring a certain herb to his wallet.
What would that be?
Oregano?
Yes, not quite. It's a little like oregano, kinda.
Kinda. Well, it doesn't end there. Another Medici account actually popped up. This was a woman, Bianca Medici, and in her profile it said, I'm the granddaughter of Cosimo Medici.
Oh.
And then she started showing off some really expensive NFTs. And then Cosimo, Snoop Dogg, tweeted, hey, you might know who Bianca is. Okay. All right. And then she revealed herself too. Not another rapper. This actually was a woman with a 3-letter name, not Kim.
No.
Right?
No.
Still not you?
No. Sorry.
It was actually the singer Sia. And
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
no, and if you don't know who Sia is, she is pretty darn popular. One of her albums actually hit #1 on the Billboard charts a few years ago. And when I think about celebrities and NFTs, I think about people like Kim Kardashian. Remember her and the whole Ethereum Max thing?
Yes.
She got paid between $500,000 and $1 million to tweet about a new cryptocurrency that lost 97% of its value.
You know what? I felt so bad for people who followed that,
Yeah.
and it's really, she's just worth like way too much money. I mean, $500,000 to her is probably like, $50 to us, right? I mean, she doesn't need the money. It's not going to make or break or change her lifestyle. But for her to like go into these scammy crevices of the crypto world, it's really bad.
Well, right. And then the people who say, wow, maybe this could be the way that I make a bunch of money, they put, who knows, maybe they put all their savings into it and then lose it. And it's really sad. She got sued for that, by the way. So yeah, watch out. Now, Snoop Dogg and Sia, though, they're doing something else. They are actually really into this world. They know about the art. They know about the technology. And I think it's pretty cool. It's not this same kind of scammy, buy this thing because I'm telling you to. That said, do not take investment advice. Do not buy the NFTs that these people with millions and millions of dollars can buy.
Right.
Because they don't care if it goes to zero. It doesn't actually mean much to Snoop Dogg if his ape isn't worth any money. But for people like me and you, that'd be pretty darn bad, right? If we
Yes.
spent a ton of money on these things.
We would not want to do that.
We really would not. So as always, do your own research. Only buy things that you believe in. And with anything crypto, only spend money that you're willing to lose.
Which is always very important advice. So let me ask you a question. What do you call Snoop Dogg on Mount Everest? What do you call Snoop Dogg on Mount Everest?
What?
The highest place on Earth.
That's good. That's right. Now they know what the herb is.
Yes, exactly. Fascinating stuff, NFTs. Now don't tell me what kind of NFTs. I don't want anybody to know. But how many NFTs do you have?
Oh, a couple dozen. I don't have a ton, and I've kind of bought and sold and got rid of things, but I've got a few that are worth a fair amount of money because I got lucky, a lot that are worth nothing.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of how things go.
Well, maybe we should do like a Komando NFT. What do you think?
Ooh, I think we
We could
could.
try that. Well, thank you, Allie. That was a really interesting story. Now we all know. Now we can follow some of these, and we'll be like, hey, now somebody talks about it, like, oh, I knew that. Knew that.
Snoop Dogg, yeah, super into NFTs.
Really, exactly. See, yeah, we're totally on that. Thanks, Al. Thanks for joining us. It's time now for us to do a great tip here on the Kim Komando Show. And this week is brought to you by iDrive. Protecting your most valuable data, photos, videos, and important business documents is crucial. That's why I look to iDrive Backup for their safe and secure cloud backup. Just don't take my word for it. Year after year, iDrive wins awards from the leading tech publications. Most recently, TechRadar gave iDrive its #1 spot for the best cloud storage solution for 2022. It's just so easy to use. It's affordable and includes generous storage. And iDrive can be used to back up all your devices. It's great. Your PCs, your Macs, your servers, your smartphones, and more. And it does it all into one account. With their military-grade encryption, state-of-the-art security, you can rest assured that your data is safe. Automate your backups, never have to worry about losing access to your important data or running out of space. Plans are fabulous. They start at less than $7 a month. We use my name, Kim, at checkout. You're going to get 90% off of the first year. Just go to iDrive.com, use my name, Kim, iDrive.com, promo code Kim. All right, if you use a laptop or desktop computer, it's super annoying when you get a text and then you have to pick up your phone to view it or reply to it because you're sitting right there, okay? It's super convenient to have your text messages show up right on your laptop screen or your desktop screen. And now I have an insider tip to make that happen. If you're using a MacBook or an iMac and an iPhone, on both devices, just log into the Messages app with your Apple ID. Now you can read and reply to text using your Mac, and those messages will also appear on your iPhone. Now, if you're using Windows and you have an Android phone, from the taskbar, I want you to search for the Your Phone app, and then you're going to link those two together. And aside from being able to just look at and reply to your text messages, whether you're on Windows and Mac, you can also make and receive calls on your laptop or your PC too. It's just really just a smart way for you to start streamlining things. Still to come, we have more of your phone calls, and then later on, is somebody snooping on your phone when you're asleep? There are some ways to find out here on the Kim Komando Show. This portion of the show has been brought to you by RoboForm. If you're tired of writing down passwords, you don't have to. RoboForm Password Manager makes life easier and more secure by logging you into websites with just a single click. You can get 50% off right now at roboform.com/Kim. That's roboform.com/Kim. All right, if you're not already getting the current newsletter, I think it's one of our hidden little gems that you can get for free over at Komando.com. It comes out on Saturdays and Tuesdays. There's no ads, and it has exclusive links, exclusive news, and some tips, and some, we have a piece of trivia in there, and something funny at the end to make you laugh. And you can see a sample, and you can sign up right now over at GetTheCurrent.com. Once again, that's GetTheCurrent.com, GetTheCurrent.com. All right, let's go to the phones and say hello to Carl in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And Keith, thank you for your call. Hi there, Carl.
Hello, how are you doing, Kim?
Fantastic. How can I help you?
Yeah, I was going through some drawers and stuff around the house, and I discovered I've got hard drives and stuff. I've been in electronics for a long time. My first computer was an 8-bit processor. It was a Commodore PET.
Wow.
But I've got some hard drives and a couple other things I'd like to destroy before I throw them out.
Right.
I've heard of people doing all kinds of things, but I have no clue how I want to do it. I'd like to find me one of those grinders and grind it all up, but that's not going to happen.
You can use a grinder, and but I'll tell you, if there's a hard drive that I want to destroy, I'm talking about I really want the data to be gone for good, is that you have to shatter the platters, okay? And you got to take a hammer to it, and you just keep going until that thing is all to shreds. You can use, there's D-band and there's eraser. If you can still, if these are hard drives that you can actually put into an enclosure and a USB enclosure and then plug it into a computer so you can use a utility to wipe the drives, you can do that. But if it's truly like financial sensitive data, I know it sounds crazy, but I will give a computer away to somebody with enough money that they can go buy a new hard drive. if the computer still is in working order. Again, the utilities are called eraser and deband, but there's nothing like a good old hammer to get your frustrations out and to destroy the older hard drives for good. Really appreciate your call today. Coming right back, is somebody snooping on your phone when you're asleep? I will tell you how you know for sure here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, have you ever wondered if someone's snooping on your phone while you're asleep? There are actually a few clever ways you can tell if someone has been rummaging through all your devices. Well, for starters, most smartphones have a built-in way to see how often you're using each app. It also tells you how much screen time you're racking up and maybe how many times a day you unlock your phone. It's this nifty feature called the Screen Time Report. That's where you should be checking first. Next, I want you to unlock your phone and swipe up, and you'll see any recently opened apps that your snoop probably didn't close. And then finally, you can check your phone's browser history. Now, if you use Google Chrome, here's another trick, is that you can see your entire web history from another device. So even if the information was wiped from your phone, your history might be recorded someplace else. And if you're worried about snoops, well, of course, you can say, I'm going to sleep with my phone on my pillow. That's not a good idea. If you're worried about snoops, put a biometric password in, and whatever you do, keep your hands close to you so they don't take your finger and try to open your phone that way. Hey, thanks for joining us, and thanks for being here. And don't forget, the show never ends 24/7. You can find me over at Komando.com. That's with a K, of course, Komando.com.